All right, we've got three big stories today. First one comes from gamesindustry.biz. Switch sales are up 29% in Japan for 2019, and PS4 sales drop 29%. Now, this kind of makes a little bit of sense, at least the PlayStation 4 drop, because with the PS5 coming out here later this year in 2020 holiday season, Nintendo dominates the Japanese console market in 2019. Switch had an estimated sale of 3.45 million units this year, with 34,000 units just shy of its 2018 performance. That is insane. It is so crazy how many units that they have sold. And this was kind of made up, though. There's a little bright spot here. They sold 1 million units of the Switch Lite in just 3 months. Switch Lite is a fantastic product here. It's great for on the go. You don't have to worry about the Joy-Cons popping off. It's more durable for your kids to play with. It's less expensive, which is even better. Not that you want them to destroy it, but hey, you know, that's something that you have to consider when you're giving a console. That's what it is. It's a console to your kids. Nintendo's closest competition was the Sony PS4, which sold 774,000 units, with an extra 422 units coming from the PS4 Pro. Year over year, this is a 29% drop, as I stated before, so this is impressive. Nintendo is on a roll. PS4, PlayStation kind of on a slow decline, only for the fact, I'm not saying PlayStation is in a bad spot. They're still making bank. However, console units, it's expected that the sales will drop in anticipation of the PlayStation 5. This next story comes from Games Radar Plus, and it's a great one. It's all about the PS5. David Jaffe, the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal, two of my favorite franchises, says that the PlayStation 5 is less than 4 weeks away. The announcement is less than 4 weeks away. This kind of comes in line with the speculation throughout all the reporting news sites here, where everybody's expecting it to be kind of like the PlayStation 4. It was announced in February, released holiday season. Yay, the vague holiday season. This kind of carries a little more weight because of his knowledge and working with God of War and what's going on. Ever since his independent studio, Bartlett Jones Supernatural Detective Agency, shut down in 2018, he has been outside of the industry, so to speak, but he's been within the game news reporting and speculation between his YouTube channel and Twitter. Again, he reported that the PS5 reveal is less than 4 weeks away. Now, in his tweet, he didn't do anything to clarify whether he was just speculating or reporting on some kind of insider information, because let's face it, creating those two series, he has a lot of people in a lot of powerful places who could get a lot of information. My bet is that he is right and that we will have a PlayStation event probably in the middle of February. My guess is right after Valentine's Day, probably that Thursday after. That's my guess. That is only a guess. That is speculation. But we'll see what happens here. I'm excited to see the new PlayStation 5. I'm excited to finally get the actual date. I can't wait to know when this console comes out. And the game delay disappointment train adds another car. Cyberpunk 2077 needs a little more time to bake. This all comes from developer CD Projekt Red. I'm going to quote their tweet from January 16th. We are currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all. We need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing the launch will give us precious months we need to make the game perfect. Now, in my thoughts, this is a great idea. I'm all about delaying a game, especially this highly anticipated game, again, so that you can finish the polish. I want it to be a complete game. I want it to not be a buggy cluster truck of a mess here. Cluster Truck is a fun game. You should go play it. But we remember, and maybe you don't, that when The Witcher 3 launched, they had a bunch of bugs. They had well over a dozen patches to make the game in the playable state that we have now. And they've, of course, added more stuff since then and more patches and kind of retooled it. But we don't want to wait for Cyberpunk 2077 to, say, launch as it was supposed to in April, and then get patches and patches and patches, and the game is unplayable for weeks or barely playable, or it's a terrible experience. So I completely understand as to why they want to delay this game from its former April release date to September 17th. This is about 2 weeks after the Marvel game is supposed to launch. Now, there is some talk about crunch culture in here, this idea that crunch is happening and that CD Projekt Red is kind of going back on what they had originally said, as they would not have a crunch culture. Now, I'm in the same mindset as the Kind of Funny Games guys. Great podcast. I highly recommend it. They're on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that jazz. But my thought is that there is a crunch, sort of, and it's just got a negative connotation to it now. I would not be surprised if a lot of the people working on this are so passionate that they're coming in voluntarily and working longer hours. Yes, there might be the stress of, oh man, we got to get this out by April. They hit some milestone or they pass a marker maybe last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and went, well, crap, there's no way we're going to get this out by our April deadline. What I think is happening there is we've got a bunch of people who have voluntarily, probably the entire development of this game, have been working longer hours. And now my thought, and I have not seen anything in any articles or any reporting, my thought is that it's all voluntary. And that if you don't want to work those extra long hours, that's fine. There is a quote here in the article from CD Projekt Red joint CEO Adam Kaczynski. I hope I pronounced that right. I have a Polish background, so I might actually get one name right here. This is responding to a question regarding crunch culture and if there would be crunch on this game. To some degree, yes, to be honest. We try to limit crunch as much as possible, but it is the final stage. We try to be reasonable in this regard, but yes, unfortunately. So I think when he's talking about crunch here, that he's talking more about the stress that everybody's feeling to hit a deadline. Let's face it, we've all had to feel that stress, whether it was in our current jobs now, whether it's in high school or college, where you're going, yeah, we got time, I'm working on this paper. Oh no, my senior thesis is due in a week, and I have the intro completed. Now, I'm not saying they're that far behind, because that would be, that they're definitely not that far behind. This game is polished and just about ready to go. They just wanted to add that extra layer of wax, make it really shine. But we've all been there, where we've had this stress, or maybe it's a fun project that you've been working on throughout college, that maybe it's your thesis that you're working on, and you're just so excited that you don't mind putting in the long hours. You're not forced to do it, and you actually enjoy doing it. So there might be some developers there that, hey, this is their artwork, this is their life's work, this is the most important thing they've worked on to date, and they just want to make it the best possible, and they just enjoy working on it. And yes, I'm sure it's a big enough company where there are some people who aren't exactly thrilled about the way the release schedule is going, but they don't have to come in. They don't have to put in 10, 12, 14 hours. They could work their 8 hours or whatever the contract says they can work. So I'm of the opinion that this delay is great, and that the crunch that they talk about here isn't exactly that negative crunch that we've seen from Rockstar, where people are putting in 80-hour weeks. I don't think that's the problem. Compiling onto this, there is a delay as well for the Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer. That won't be out until well after 2021. In my opinion, that's fine. I don't want CD Projekt Red to split their focus between getting Cyberpunk, the main game, done, and Cyberpunk, the multiplayer game, done. I'm not a huge fan of multiplayer. I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be a GTA-style multiplayer. Is this going to be some kind of Halo or Destiny-style shooter? I am not sure what it's going to be, but CD Projekt Red says this is a AAA project, and they want it to be in the best working order so that you have the best experience possible. Now, this means that it will be delayed as well. I'm going to quote the CEO again from the same exact Q&A session. Given the expected release of Cyberpunk 2077 in September and the series of events which we expect to occur after that stage, 2021 appears unlikely as a release date for Cyberpunk multiplayer. It will probably move out of 2021. So, big delay here. Not a good thing. Moving well out of 2021. But I think, again, they're trying to give you the best product possible. And I think this is an indication that they're trying not to split their focus between a multiplayer game and a single player experience. I'm very excited with what they're going to do here. I can't wait to see the final project. And with how this company has been going and the way they've been open, honest, giving you information about why things are delayed, why everything's happening the way it is, I think this is a great time. At first, I didn't think Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be a style of game I like, but I'm opening up to the concept here that I would like this game, and if nothing else, I want to support this company. I think they're doing a great job with transparency, with trying to reduce crunch culture, and just make it a good time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you coming to check out this video. If you want more information, go head over to Twitter at jmac_778. I am the Retro Gamer. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Thanks and have a great day.